Hi there. I recently posted a video on my channel showing how I make multiple ribs that are identical. It's for a Das Ugly stick I was building at the time. If you saw that, you found it useful, you liked, you commented, then thanks very much. I really appreciate that. The video seemed to be quite well received, which was really nice. I'm now working on this Avanti Sporter, a really slick plane with lovely tapered wings, but that presents a different problem because I've got a number of ribs, but there are only two the same, one for each wing. So I thought it might be helpful, useful, if I share with you a method that I use, which I quite like, for making identical pairs. You still need that consistency that you would with 17 that are the same, but just two for each wing. So anyway, have a look at this and I hope it helps. I'm just cutting out all of the ribs now, and I'm just doing that by carefully going round with a very sharp new scalpel blade just around on the outside of the black line from these templates that I've stuck to this 2.5mm balsa. What I need to do is actually create two of these, so they're pairs of ribs, one for each wing, because it's a tapered wing. And the way I'm cutting out the second one, I thought I would just share with you. So here's one I've just done, and basically the ribs, as I said, it's 2.5mm balsa. So I've got the one with the paper template on. I will then put that on top of a piece of 2mm balsa, which I'm going to create another rib out of, and then I'll put a bit of scrap on the top and just stick it together with a couple of drawing pins. The drawing pins just marginally stick out of the bottom of this third piece of balsa, which is going to become the second rib, and that provides just a little bit of grip on the cutting mat. And then I'm using this as a template. So what I'm doing, I've got two drawing pins. Got my scrap bit of balsa here, and I just put the scrap bit of balsa, make sure this is in a suitable location. Yep. I will then hold that in place with the two drawing pins. There we go. And I will then very carefully follow around the profile. I put on some stronger glasses to do this, and just very carefully not to cut into the pattern, the one I've already done. Usually takes a couple of cuts. There we go. Alright, turn that round. I think the trick with this is to have a really sharp scalpel and just to take it nice and steady and not rush. And as I said, a really good pair of glasses. Like I said, I put on slightly stronger prescription glasses than I need to do this, just because you really want to get it right. Okay, and then just this final little bit, and there we go. Okay, and now that just lifts out. We have the two ribs together. They're still, you know, they're quite firm together. They're not going anywhere. And so what I can do now with my sanding block is just make sure any rough pieces, imperfections are taken off. When I actually pin this pattern onto the second piece, I haven't sanded them at that point. It's still just as it came out when I cut it. And there we go. And we have two identical ribs. The cutouts for the spars and for the leading edge, I'm actually using a razor saw, and I'm cutting down and then just taking it out with doing the last bit with a sharp scalpel. But anyway, that seems to be a good method that works well for me.